Hey friends, welcome back to this channel. My name is Stacy here with Stacy Makes, where we talk about all things crochet plushies, usually markets, pattern reviews, all fun things like that. So welcome back to this channel if you are not new, and welcome if you are new. I appreciate you all stopping by. So don't mind my real life mess here in the background. We're just going to keep it real, and this is what it looks like this morning. I just got back a week ago from a week at a crochet retreat that me and the Cozy Buckeye hosted. Those vlogs are already up if you want to go watch all of the fun that we had. I did on that video show you a recap of everything that I made, but I was just like, hey, I made this, and this. And so I wanted to kind of give you a little bit more in-depth view into everything that I made that week. And just there's a couple of new patterns in there and who they were by, and that way you didn't miss out on that information, because usually that is what I do here. So to start the week, I filmed Saturday before I left. I was gone Sunday to Sunday, and I filmed Saturday morning, and then I was packing and getting the car ready and everything Saturday before. And that night I did sit down and I made one thing before. I mean, a lot of my yarn was gone and already in bags, but I just kind of needed to decompress and reset a little bit before I left and in the morning. So I did make one thing, and that was my Basil the hamster pattern. She's available on Etsy. This is Elise Veludo yarn and a 5.5 millimeter hook, and I used a plastic safety nose on her and her cute little tail. I'm going to sell these for $12. There's also a version that has another color on the face, so that's like a two-colored body, but I just did the solid one for ease that night. So this little cutie I did make right before I left. So you guys didn't get to see that one, but here she is. So cute. So $12 for her. And then the next thing that I did, actually the first thing I did when I was on the retreat was make a hanging plant, which they just kind of seem to be my go-to. I don't know why. It's not like they're like so simple that they're just a ball or anything, but they're definitely more complex than some things I make. Excuse me. But for some reason, like, it just takes posh yarn, 3 colors, and it's just, I don't know, kind of relaxing. So I did make one. The first thing I made when I was there was one. I ended up making 3 total. I think in the video I showed you 2 at the retreat, because I made one that night before I left. We posted that video and I was in the middle of one, and I finished one before I left. So this was the first one that I made, which was the string of pearls, because I hadn't made the string of pearls yet. Let me get her balanced. It's a balancing game, trying to get all of the leaves and everything where you guys can see them, and where it just kind of balances it back and forth, because, you know, the string is just kind of in the middle. So this is the string of pearls pattern. Some of these are longer, some are shorter. It's the only one out of the 5 that I didn't show you guys last time because I hadn't made it yet. And so now I've made all 5 of them, and this one really is not as intimidating as I think. I read the pattern over and I was just like, that seems like it takes a lot of brain power, and I didn't make it the first go round. But I did actually really enjoy making this string of pearls. So cute. I love it. And again, I did not put the faces on. This is Minnie's Crochet Friends itty bitty hanging plants. And then I ended up making this one as well. See if I can get it balanced as well. Like I said, it's kind of a game of putting enough on each side, and then once you've got it that way, it's fine. His string's a little shorter, but this is a spider plant, the spider plant version, I should say. So, and then I made the one I made the last night I was there was this one, which is the agave plant, which is the fastest, I would say, out of all of them. So here's all 3 hanging plants that I made while I was there. Just trying to make them in a variety of colors. Some have longer strings than others. Variety of pot colors and green leaf colors, just to try to catch those plant enthusiasts. And these are going to sell for $18 a piece, and I made 3. Okay, the next thing that I did on the retreat was one of my old patterns, the monkey tag-along pattern. You probably haven't seen it on this channel for 6 to 9 months because I haven't made one in a really long time. And so I broke this pattern out and decided to make one of him, and he's just a little no-sew pattern that you can, there's like little holes in his hands where you could put him on like a straw or hang him on a clip or something to hang. His feet also have them, so you could hang him upside down. I have a whole tag-along collection of these that I did at the very beginning of my pattern designing, so they are formatted a little different than my newer patterns if you have my newer patterns. There is a mouse, a monkey, a bee, a frog. I think, is that it? For some reason I was thinking there was 5, but that might be it. A bee, a frog, a monkey, and a mouse. I'll have to check, and if not, I'll put it up on the screen, the 5th one, but maybe I'm just thinking of my sitting animals. There's 5 of them. Maybe there's just 4 tag-alongs. So anyway, this is Millie the monkey. I sell these for $10. Next on the retreat, I tackled Robin from Notting Hill Crochet. I tackled her Nibbles the country mouse again. I had made it once when I was doing pattern testing for her, and I wanted to revisit it in some lighter, more girly colors. And I did not make the pocket, and I did not make the cookie. I just made the mouse, which I think is still adorable all by herself. She is got little pink overalls, and she's a little light cream color. And I did embroidery for her nose. Hopefully she's focusing, guys. My new camera, showing things to my new camera, I'm trying to not get it to focus on my face so much and to make sure that it's focusing on what I am showing you as well. So one of those tricks might be to just put her back here by my face so she'll be she'll be in focus. So she's super cute. Sorry, Robin, I did not mean to say that. I really didn't. But she is. I mean, it's just the word that comes to mind when I think of Little Nibbles, the country mouse. You do have to sew the head to the body and sew the ears to the head. So you do have, these are sewn in the round. The tail is made afterwards. You do just a slip stitch surface crochet these little straps for the overalls. So adorable little mouse. I think I'm going to put 20 on her. I did 25 on my other mouse, but it has the pocket and it has the cookie, so she didn't take near as long. And she is quite small. She was designed that way. This is a Lee's Voluto yarn, so she's not very big, but so cute. Okay, and then I went on to making a few small things. Well, first off, that's the stuff. I got one more thing to show you that I made before everyone arrived. This was on my list of things to try to make. I had made myself kind of a list of, hey, you know, if you get stuck, here's some things I've been wanting to try. And I packed yarn for all those things. And so I went to my list and I'm like, yep, I'm in the mood to make this. And I made this daisy turtle. This is by Happy Turtle Crochet. It's the same pattern designer that made the succulent turtle. I hand painted these eyes. You can see them, hopefully you can. But she made the succulent turtle I've made 3 or 4 times now and really enjoyed, and out of this jumbo yarn, which is this jumbo Sweet Snuggles and Parfait XL. And I have several of her patterns. I also have her cinnamon roll turtle, and I have this one, the rose, the ladybug or love bug, and I have a Santa one. And anyway, I wanted to get to this one. So this was faster than the succulent turtle because you didn't have near as many things to crochet into the top like the succulent turtle does, and it has a much deeper pot like body so that it looks like that the plant is in a pot. So this one just has like a normal flat bottomed body. So, and this does require sewing. This is by Happy Turtle Crochet. It does require sewing the head onto the body. So which I don't think is hard at all because you actually leave an open spot here and literally just place it between the fins, the open spot, hold it on there. I use sewing sticks to do so and then sew it in. So it's really not hard. I think I'm going to put 35 on this. Let me look at my sheet. Sorry, it's down there. So if you see me looking down there, it's because my sheet's down there. But anyway, I think I'm going to do 35. I do 40 on my succulent turtles, but she did not take near as much yarn or time. So this was the last thing that I finished before everybody arrived. So Daisy Turtle by Happy Turtle Crochet. I would recommend this. I mean, for someone who has basic knowledge of, you know, sewing in the, or crocheting in the round, doing a little bit of minor sewing. It's really easy sewing. So these are just like chain outs and back in. So it's pretty simple. So adorable. Okay. So that's the last thing I completed before everybody arrived. I started working on, I don't remember exactly the first thing I started working on when everybody got there. But I do know that the first full day everybody was there, if you watch the retreat vlog, I was exhausted and I barely made anything. It was a struggle. I barely got any sleep Wednesday to Thursday. My anxious stomach and just all of that just kept me awake. I didn't get a chance to kind of settle myself before I tried to lay down, and then my mind just goes and goes and goes, and I just was in and out of sleep all night long. Like I'd sleep for 5, 10, 15 minutes maybe, and then I was kind of half awake, half in a dream. It's just exhausting to sleep like that. So just weird noises and sleeping with everyone in the house for the first night, and it's just hard. So, and then every other night after that, I did get myself to reset and had plenty of rest, and I felt like a brand new person. But it was a struggle that first full day. So I'm not really sure exactly the next thing that I made. I'm pretty sure that that's the day I made these two really simple things, which is this pocket frog, which is by Steph's Stitches. I charge $5 for these. And this little whale, which I do 8 for the little whales. They have more like a glitter eye to them and stuff. And this I kind of freehanded. I had a small and I had a larger whale, and I kind of freehanded something in between. So I think that's when I did these, was because that day I was so tired that that's about all I could get myself to accomplish. Okay, so after I did those few small things, I moved on to these Triceratops. I showed this to you guys a couple weeks ago. The itty bitty Triceratops from Cassie Bell. Super simple pattern. I liked this pattern. It does have a small error in this ruffle crown part. It says ×2 and you have to do it ×3. But I think you'll figure that out because you're going to get partway through and you're going to be like, I can't be done yet. I have more to do. So outside of that, I follow the pattern, and really easy to do. These are made out of Elise Veludo, and I think I have 3 or 4 already in my inventory, which will be nice to have like a whole collection basket of all different kinds of colors. And I'm charged $12 for these. So Cassie Bell on Etsy, and if I haven't already said it, I will put all the links down in the description so that you guys can access the patterns if you want to see them. So 2 Triceratops for $12 a piece. We all got Robin from Knotting Hook Crochet's Dumpster Fire pattern. She did donate this to the retreat, and we were able to all make one if we wanted to. And then I made these little signs. Let's see if it'll focus. Made these little signs that are going to be special so that they could make one and it be their memento that they took home. Last time I wrote a mystery pattern and we all took home a memento monster that I designed and everybody made together. These, we gave everyone the pattern, gave them the little laminated cards that I had made, and just, if you want to make it, here you go. If you don't, no big deal. I think out of 21 of us, there was 14 made. So That was kind of cool to see them all together. And I wish I would have gotten a clip of it, which maybe April did, but we had them all from the smallest to the largest, all like on the back of this bench. It was so cute. Someone made one in worsted weight all the way up to some bigger blanket yarn. So they were really big. Mine's made out of Posh, Naughty Ball, mostly Naughty Ball actually. Obviously I won't put a price on this because I'm keeping it up on my shelf of keepsakes, but I just wanted to make sure that you saw it. So it is, I did make it on the retreat. Next, I tackled one more new pattern. I've had this pattern for a long time, and this is Tiny Turtle, which she's not so tiny because I made him in jumbo yarn. But this is the pattern called Tiny Turtle from Savagely Stitched Shop on Etsy. This is the same designer that made the Brontosaurus that I really like to make. That's kind of a medium-sized item, but kind of mindless for me now that I've made so many. And so I bought this pattern shortly after I got the Brontosaurus pattern, and I thought that I thought it would be constructed similar. See if you can get a clear picture of him and all of his eyes that I painted. I thought he would be constructed similarly to the Brontosaurus, and that you would work his legs from the bottom kind of up, and then maybe like join here these two pieces by single crocheting them around, and maybe sew this into the round, or crochet this into the round, sorry. But you don't, and so when I got it I was kind of like, oh, that's not gonna probably be as quick as I thought it would be, so I didn't make it. But I still really wanted to try it. She has the pattern picture probably like in a parfait chunky way, and it is so adorable. Like in that way, it's just like the way the head is designed coming up out of there, and like the little 4 feet that it stands on being like a land turtle instead of a sea turtle. I just thought it was so cute. And so I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So you make all 4 legs. You make the head. You actually are supposed to make a tail. I ended up surface crocheting a tail that was very similar to her tail. I surface crocheted my tail on to look very similar to the one that she made. And then you work from the shell down. You make the whole shell, and then you sew on the head and all 4 legs and the tail, but which I just surface crocheted. So there is quite a bit of sewing in this. It could probably be redone to not include as much sewing, but it was so cute, and I was just chatting and having a good time, and I was not in a hurry, so I just made it exactly the way the pattern said, which by no fault of hers is still a great pattern. It's just if you expect it to be low sew, it is not. So it's, 4 or 5 pieces that you do have to sew together. So all of these, trying to line them up and get them all aligned on the bottom, and then tacking the head, like sewing the head on and then tacking it up to a certain point so it stands this way. I'm going to try to put 30 on him and see how he does. I'll have 30 on him, and let me show you the daisy turtle. 35 on the daisy turtle, which was actually way less sewing, but probably about the same amount of time. So anyway, we'll try 30 and see how he goes. I don't know if I'll make another one, but maybe if he sells really quickly, it is something that I'll revisit. So adorable. From Savagely Stitched Shop. It's really hard for me to say for some reason. Again, it'll be linked down below. Okay, the last and final thing that I made on the retreat was another robin pattern. I tested her Mona Brown Sock Monkey, and I wanted to make another one, but this time out of Burnett's Patchwork. So if you have seen Burnett's Patchwork yarn, it naturally has a really cool colorway to it of 4, 5, 6 colors, and then it changes colors just very abruptly. Some strips of colors are shorter than others, but I had most of a skein of this color left from when I made Baby Hugo the Whale about a month ago. I used it for the underside of the whale body, and then I used a solid that matched. And so I wanted to try this out to see what this monkey looked like made in patchwork, and I just let it do its thing. as you'll see, it's kind of chaotic. If you love symmetry of color and you know, this probably is not the project for you, but I thought it was adorable, and so I just went with it. And this is my Mona Brown, but not so brown, monkey. As you can see, her whole tail is pink. It just happened to be that way. And then you made, see, I must have ended here with this pink, made the whole tail. It never ended. And then I started the body and went down. That's how much of the light pink color was in there. One of it, this ear just changed, like almost done with it, and it was going to match this ear. And I'm not going to lie, I was kind of hoping that it wasn't going to do that, but it did, and I just went with it. So I think that it turned out pretty cute, little patchy, but without having to actually do any color changes. And because you make, there's so many rounds per each leg and arm, they're not hard at all, but because there's so many rounds, I thought this would be a great project to try this yarn on, because it will just naturally hopefully change in multiple places and make it look like I did color change and patchwork it together. So very cute pattern. Now I also was talking and snapped my eyes in. These are sinker eyes. Snapped them in, looked at it, and realized that I had one of them, I think it was this one row too high. And oh my goodness, guys, what an absolute delight it was. Thank you, Shannon, for your help, and Danielle for some tools. We just happened to have my jewelry making stuff with us because we did stitch markers, so I had some little cutter things. Danielle had this pick thing. Shannon is she had done the same thing and had to take some eyes off of something earlier in the week or a couple days before this, and so she's like, I can help you. So I'm like, just don't hurt yourself. So we managed to destroy the back, obviously, of the eye, but get the eye back in. My advice, just double check it before you snap it, because they are not easy to get off. But we managed it without ripping a hole in it, which was nice, and I got to still use the eyes. These eyes actually are from Saucy Puffin Crafts. I got them out of her, sorry, it's raining outside if you can hear that. I got them off of her, she had a advent calendar for Christmas that was 12 days, and I still have some eyes left from that. So anyway, this sock monkey turned out super adorable, and hopefully someone falls in love with it. I think I'm going to put 30 on it. I think I have 35 on my other one, because I think I felt like it took me longer than, really I don't think it took me as long to do it, because I'm pretty fast at crocheting rounds of repeats, and that's what this pattern is a lot of repeat rounds. I would guess that I could probably make one of these in less than an hour and a half for sure, if I was going to do it again, and then because I've done it more than once now, so I felt like 30 was fair for this cute, adorable sock monkey. So thank you again, Robin, for another great pattern. So that is everything that I made on the retreat. Obviously, I had some higher, loftier goals, but I was not in any kind of rush to market prep and do a ton of stuff. I'm not out of inventory. I don't have a market until May the 10th. And then at the end of May and the beginning of June, I do have a couple big markets together. So I will hit the ground running now and really try to make myself a market plan for sure. But I really just wanted to enjoy my time at the retreat, and that was definitely achieved. I just wanted to make sure that I filmed and showed you guys all the stuff that I made on the retreat before I forget what I did and all of the details of everything, and made sure I got it wrote down, because I'm already been home a week and made several more things since I've been home. I've just already had videos going up because the retreat videos are going up in place of my week of crochet. So I think I'm going to post this as a bonus video, so you might have saw this on an odd day of the week from me, but I wanted to make sure that I got it out to you guys, and it wasn't too far away from when I actually did the stuff, in case you guys had questions or you know, I didn't want to cross over any other content. So I'm also got more things that I've made since I've been home, but I will show them to you in another video, probably in a week or two. I will do a everything I've made for a couple weeks, and then I'll catch myself back into doing what I've made that week more on time with when I actually made it. So anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you enjoy this content. I know that it's not as long as some of the stuff, but I also didn't have a ton of new stuff to show you this week or anything to really add to it. It's just a little bonus video for you guys so that you could see what I made, and hopefully you appreciate or enjoyed this content. And if you do like this kind of content and you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe just so you get notified and you know when my videos get posted so you don't miss anything in the future. I do have some markets coming up. I always do recaps and show you guys everything that I sold and how much I made. Very transparent with all of that. So I appreciate you guys again being here. Have a great week and happy crocheting, guys. We'll see you. Bye.